The authority of the message, part 2. We live in an age where the gospel has been so neutralized and watered down that it appears to have no power. As I said previously, the message was so precious that I felt unworthy to share or preach it. The message itself had such power that anyone hearing it would be eternally obligated to accept it. To this day, however, preaching of the Christ life is so important to God's plan that people who really hear it, will stand before God to give an answer about the Christ who live in us ever since we were saved. At least three times, the Apostle Paul says that every believer, when he is judged, will be primarily judged on the subject of what he did with the Christ who birthed in him. But sadly, I would say 90% of these believers know little or nothing about the Christ in them. This does not mean that they are not saved. It simply means that they are not complete Christians. We are only complete if we come to understand who we are in Christ. Also, it is not just knowing that Christ lives in the believer, but coming to live his life as our own life is necessary to fulfill God's purpose of birthing Christ in the believer. Preaching the final gospel requires at least three things. First, that all who preach this gospel speak the same things. One of the reasons this message has not spread faster is that many who get hold of some part of it, they let their ego guide them rather than Paul. Nothing needs to be added to Paul's gospel. It is complete. The message is so new to modern Christianity that when people hear different and critical ideas about it, contrary to Paul's gospel, the truth stops working in them. Second, that there be no division. The greatest blessing I have had in bringing this message are that no one has been able to divide. First, my thinking concerning the message, and no one has been able to divide any of the believers that have had a revelation of Christ as their life. It is a once caught, no escape gospel. Some people who heard this gospel years ago and did not understand it have returned to the message and fellowship with believers in Christ in the Lord's time. The planted seed always brings forth its God fruit. Paul's final gospel was based on a revelation, and so must every believer have the same revelation. Third, that there be unity in all things. Paul prayed that believers would perfectly join together with the same mind and same judgment. We have been greatly blessed in the Christ Life Fellowship, in that all of the leadership should stood together in bringing the message and should have given their all to see it be victorious. To God be the glory. God bless you.